All right, thank you for coming. We're going to teach you about your boat here. First things first, your anchor is right here in the front of this boat. The trash can is bolted to the floor. The idea is you do not want your anchor ending up in the back into the prop of your engine. Every time you use this boat, you're going to tap like this, and you have a cleat. Always turn into the wind, set your anchor down, and then tie it off to the cleat on the front of your boat, like so. You want to go underneath. See that? Under, boom. Or it will be Velcro closed for safety. If you hit a wave or something, the idea is we don't want this thing coming open and hitting anybody that's sitting in these front seats. All your life jackets and things are underneath the seats that you will be sitting on. There's more than enough for everybody on this boat. Alright, your throwable is under this seat right here. Someone's drifting away from the boat that's swimming, throw your throwable to them. You have a fire extinguisher. It's located right here next to the steering wheel. Everything you need illegally be on this boat is located inside of this box. You have a marine radio and a first aid kit. If you have a headache today, take an aspirin. If you have a life and death emergency, turn your radio on. There's a red button located by my pointer finger. Hold it down, channel 16 is the Coast Guard. You also have all your paperwork, registration, flares, whistles inside of this box. If you get pulled over, hand it to whoever's pulling you over and they will know what to do with it. We've also added a knife in this box. If you accidentally run something over today, turn your engine off, trim your motor out of the water, and cut whatever's out of your prop to get going again. You're located inside your trash can. If you make trash today, take the box out and set it on the floor and make your trash in the bag. If you have a swim ladder, it's right here in the rear of the boat. If anyone is swimming today, please turn your engine off so no kids are swimming around a prop that is rotating in motion. Additionally, in the front of the boat, no bow riding. Do not allow anyone to sit beyond the fencing of the front of the boat. If they were to fall off this boat, it could result in serious injury or even death. Of this boat, the first things first, this button right here is called your trim and tilt. If you press this button right here, the motor will lift up and come out of the water. Your motor is water cooled. It needs to be in the water while it's running. If it's not in the water while it's running, you will overheat this engine. To put it back in the water, you press down on this button. Simple as that. Right here, this switch right here is just like a jet ski. It's a kill switch. If this thing is not plugged in under that little nipple, your boat will not start. You're supposed to wear this on your wrist while you're driving a boat. If you fell off, it would unplug and it would turn your boat off so it doesn't just drive away without you. If this is not here and you turn your key, your boat will beep at you. If you hear that beep at any other time today during this rental, and this thing is plugged in where it needs to be, you have a problem. You are overheating. Something is wrong. Turn your boat off, trim your motor out of the water, and get whatever's out of your prop and get going again. This position right here on your throttle is your neutral position. If your boat is not in neutral, it will not start. Let's say you put it there. Nothing happens when you turn the key. As long as it's in neutral, the kill switch is attached and the motor's in the water, you turn the key and your motor starts. If you look behind you, you can see your telltale. That's a sign that your motor is running properly. If you don't see water coming out of your engine on your telltale, you have a problem. That you are overheating or you did something to clog up the intake. Put your boat in gear. You do not push this button on the side of your trim and tilt. You simply push it into gear. Anything beyond this position right here is acceleration. You have back to neutral and you have reverse. Anything beyond that is reverse acceleration. You do not want to go from full speed forward and just slam it in reverse. You want to let your RPMs come down before you put it in reverse. Now for your electronics. This right here is known as your tachometer and tells you your RPMs. You have a full tank of gas. The switch here, right, is your stern light, which is your anchor light behind your boat. You only need anchor light at night. This light right here is your two running lights, red and green, in the front of your boat. Again, only at night. This switch right here is for your music. Bluetooth audio, you can find it under source and select Boss Audio, and you can plug in and listen to all your favorite songs made by Taylor Swift or Justin Bieber. This switch right here is a USB socket to charge your phone. That would be located here. It will also tell you the current volts of your boat, 12.8. This switch right here is your depth sounder, fish finder, or navigation system. Once you turn this switch up, hold down this button, and the machine will power up. We'll explain that next. Your last switch is no switch, does nothing. I'm going to begin by explaining the navigation system equipped on your boat. It works as follows. The top left number on your screen indicates the depth of the water beneath your boat. Currently, this boat is in 14.6 feet of water. You will be this triangle that you see on the screen. It will follow you wherever you go and help you navigate on your voyage. You will be leaving a red line, as is shown, wherever you go. Anytime you touch this screen and you leave two lines, known as a cursor, it will no longer follow you where you are going. Always touch this button here where it says clear cursor and clear it. Again, if you touch the screen, you always want to clear your cursor. What happens is if you're looking ahead, you often leave the two lines, or if you're zooming in or zooming out, you'll leave a cursor. So always clear it. Anytime it says restore cursor, the system is functioning properly. All the yellow lines left on this screen is where this boat has been and never incurred a problem. As long as you were staying on one of these yellow lines or in the area with a yellow line, you will be in safe operation for this vessel. What are all the numbers that I see on the screen outside of these yellow lines or inside of it, such as the 2s, 3s, 4s? That is approximate depth of the water before you reach there. For instance, it's about 3 feet of water there and about 2 feet there. The number in the bottom left corner is the volt supply of this boat. The number right here that says miles per hour is the speed the boat is traveling at the present time. The number located right here that says water temp is the temperature of the water. Currently it is 78.3 degrees. If you plan to travel in the direction of Kipta State Park or the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, we added stop signs along the edge of the shallow water, along the sandbar, to help you avoid encountering shallow water and getting stuck on a sandbar. The skull and crossbones are indicating shallow water. If you look in there, I see one. That is 1 foot of water anticipated. As you travel southbound from Cape Charles Harbor, you can see the yellow lines are on the outside of the stop signs, and there's numbers such as 21 indicating it's 21 feet deep, and also there's 0s and 1s indicating there is no water in that area in there. If you come around the point at Bay Ridge, 3 miles from Cape Charles Harbor, and you reach Kipta Beach, you will see the concrete ships located here about a 1/16 of a mile from the shore. On the north side of the beach at Kipta Peak is a swimming area. They do not want your boat in the swimming area. On the south side of the beach, you have pretty deep water, and it's a nice place to anchor up and go swimming. The hazards you can encounter while traveling to Kipta Peak or south of the Cape Charles Harbor would be running into a commercial fishing net, running over seagrass, or encountering shallow water if you're near the beach on a sandbar. By no means are we prohibiting people from anchoring on a sandbar and going swimming. We're asking you to proceed with caution when you are in shallow water and read the depth of your depth finder and pay attention to the tides. The water in the Chesapeake Bay is open and exposed to almost all weather conditions. There is no protection from wind. If you plan on heading north in the north direction of Cape Charles Harbor and you're seeking calm water inlets such as Cherrystone Inlet or Kings Creek, you need to use your navigation system. The water is navigable. There are lots of hazards in that area. You can see we've laid out the road on the yellow lines to get to those areas, Kings Creek and Cherrystone Inlet, with the navigation system. We even put stars on the main path or road to get there. What are all the skull and crossbones on this screen, and why are there so many stop signs? The skull and crossbones on this screen are indicating commercial oyster farms or metal structures known as oyster cages. If you end up on top of some guy's commercial metal oyster cage, it is significant. You do not want that to happen. If you're going to be traveling in this direction, you need to pay attention and you need to use the navigation to get there. Inside of Kings Creek is a marina called the Oyster Farm. It's a beautiful place to visit inside of this creek. However, it is navigable. Please stay on the yellow lines and proceed with caution if you attempt to go outside of the stop signs. The skull and crossbones is typically indicating there's oyster cages in the area, meaning metal wire in the water. If you're traveling further north from Kings Creek, you need to cut through the channel along the shoreline. Cherrystone Campground is shown here, where I'm pointing. And there's a nice sandbar that people like to visit out front of Cherrystone Campground where we put the swimmer icons. If you turn inside and go up Cherrystone Inlet, there's a lot of protection in this inlet from the wind. There's deep water in the middle of the inlet, 14, 10, and so on. Please stay on the yellow lines and navigate and pay attention as you travel. Where the skull and crossbones are outside of the stop signs is metal wire and oyster cages. It can lead to a disabled vessel. If you're not fully aware and understanding of how to use this navigation equipment, please let one of the members of our staff know and we will assist you. Most important thing that people seem to run into with troubles is they forget to hit the clear cursor button. That brings it back to you. Again, you are the triangle. Follow the yellow lines for safe boating today. If you plan on fishing today and you wish to use the sonar or downscan options, select this button on the top right. If you click on chart, chart is your navigation option. If you select this button again, you have sonar. If you press this button again, you can go to down scan. If you press this button again, you can get side scan. If you press it again, you can go back to charts. I hope this video has been helpful, and we hope you have a great time out on the Chesapeake Bay.